RHOC, Alexis Bellino slaps Shannon Beador in face for Xmas. Alexis Bellino is slapping RHOC star Shannon Beador right across the face in the early hours of Christmas. It appears that Bellino may be coming back to the hit Bravo reality series. At the very least, she may be making an appearance. Yet now she is stirring a pot, and it is perfection for viewers. Read on for more details. RHOC Alexis Bellino slaps Shannon Beador in face for Xmas. Shannon Beador spent much of season 17 trying to defend or cover up her few-year relationship with John Janssen. She maintained that he was a private man and did not want their dirty laundry aired everywhere. However, her close co-stars alleged that Shannon would call and vent to them about him and how bad he could be. By the time the reunion came around, Shannon confirmed that they were mostly friends with benefits. He was there for her during her DUI arrest, and then he was seen with Alexis Bellino. Bellino was a RHOC housewife until the end of season 8, and then she was gone. She and her husband, Jim Bellino, divorced, but she found love again and did get engaged. That has since ended, and she was linked with John Janssen. Additionally, she has reconciled with some of her former co-stars and was primed for a return. Though the two initially denied a romance, it was eventually confirmed that John and Alexis were seeing each other. Now, with the holidays upon us, Alexis took to Instagram to show off her gift from her beau. Apparently, John gifted the mother of 3 with a gorgeous ring. In the caption, Alexis Bellino wrote this: "Words cannot, actions do. I will no longer feel guilty. I will not apologize. Love will create its own story. I love you, Johnny J." She turned off the comments so that no one could add any negativity, but it was picked up by a fan page and comments were flowing. Fefuel Bodui QRNG. This post is like a 7th grader wrote it. What in the actually F they've been dating for 5 mins. Those two are so thirsty. Childlike behavior. Fans could not help but note that this was something tweens and teenagers do in regard to the promise ring. Others believed that Alexis Bellino's ring was not even cute, and then some wondered how Shannon Beador felt. Poor Shannon. I hope she's strong enough to not break her sobriety over this. The glittering lights of Orange County twinkled against the backdrop of an extravagant Christmas party, the kind only the housewives could throw. Shannon Beador, dressed in an emerald green gown that screamed holiday cheer, sipped her champagne as she exchanged pleasantries with guests. It was meant to be an evening of joy. But when Alexis Bellino walked through the doors, the temperature in the room dropped. Alexis, clad in a sleek, form-fitting red dress, oozed confidence as she made her entrance. She had been making waves lately, re-entering the housewives' world with a vengeance. And tonight, she had one mission: to confront Shannon Beador. Shannon stiffened the moment she spotted Alexis. Her grip on her champagne glass tightened as her friends whispered around her. Ever since Alexis had been spotted with Shannon's ex, John Janssen, things had been tense. Shannon had done her best to maintain composure, but with each tabloid headline about Alexis and John's cozy outings, her patience thinned. The party continued with its usual housewives-level chaos, exaggerated air kisses, passive-aggressive compliments, and enough designer fashion to fund a small country. But as the night progressed, the tension between Alexis and Shannon became undeniable. It was only a matter of time before the situation reached a boiling point. It happened by the grand Christmas tree, where guests were admiring the opulent decorations. Shannon, flanked by Gina and Emily, tried to ignore Alexis, but Alexis had other plans. She sauntered over, her high heels clicking against the marble floor, a smirk playing on her lips. "Shannon," Alexis purred, tilting her head, "I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. It's the season of forgiveness, isn't it?" Shannon scoffed, setting down her champagne flute with a little too much force. "Forgiveness? You've been parading around town with my ex. That's not exactly in the holiday spirit, Alexis." Alexis placed a hand on her hip. "Oh, come on, Shannon. You and John were over long before I came into the picture. You can't possibly be this bitter at Christmas." Emily took a cautious step forward, sensing the storm brewing, but it was too late. Shannon's eyes narrowed. Bitter? No, Alexis. I just have respect for boundaries, something you clearly don't understand. Alexis let out a dry laugh. Boundaries? Like the ones you ignore every time you call people trash on camera. Let's not pretend you're above drama, Shannon. The room had gone silent. Even Heather DeBrow, who usually preferred to stay above the fray, was watching with rapt attention. Shannon took a deep breath, but it was clear she was seething. I have been through enough this year, Alexis. I don't need to deal with some wannabe making a spectacle of herself. Alexis' smile vanished. Wannabe? Sweetheart, I was an OC housewife before you even knew how to throw a proper dinner party. That was it. Shannon took a step forward, her finger pointed at Alexis. But before she could say another word, smack. Gasps filled the room as Alexis Bellino's perfectly manicured hand made contact with Shannon Beador's face. Shannon stumbled back, her mouth agape, her hand flying up to her cheek. Silence. And then, "Oh, hell no!" Gina yelled, stepping between them as Shannon regained her balance. "Did you just slap her?" Alexis flipped her hair back, unfazed. She was getting in my face. I simply reminded her to watch her tone. Emily clutched her drink, torn between shock and the urge to pull out her phone to document the chaos. "That was insane," she whispered to Heather. Heather, ever the composed one, took a step forward, her voice calm but firm. "Ladies, this is a Christmas party, not a boxing match." Shannon, recovering from the shock, pointed a trembling finger at Alexis. "You are trash," she spat. Alexis smirked. "Merry Christmas, Shannon. Hope Santa brings you some self-awareness." And with that, she turned on her heel and strutted away, leaving behind a stunned crowd and one very furious Shannon Beador. Gina and Emily quickly rushed to Shannon's side, murmuring words of support, while Heather rubbed her temples, already thinking about the damage control this night would require. The cameras had caught everything. The next season of The Real Housewives of Orange County was practically writing itself. And somewhere in the midst of the chaos, Vicki Gunvalson was probably cackling into her wine, absolutely living for the drama. The Newport Beach Christmas Gala was supposed to be a classy affair, dripping in diamonds, designer gowns, and just the right amount of passive-aggressive shade. Instead, it turned into a scandal that would be whispered about in Orange County for years to come, a moment so jaw-dropping it could have easily been mistaken for a deleted scene from The Real Housewives of Orange County. And at the center of it all, none other than Alexis Bellino and Shannon Beador. The tension had been simmering for weeks. Ever since Alexis had been spotted with Shannon's ex, John Jansen, rumors had spread like wildfire. Was it serious? Was Alexis just doing this to get under Shannon's skin? The Bravo universe was buzzing. Shannon, never one to shy away from a dramatic confrontation, especially after a few tequila shots, had been fuming. And when the invitation to the Newport Beach Christmas Gala arrived, she knew exactly what she had to do: put Alexis in her place. The SETUP. The gala was held at an exclusive waterfront estate, decked out in twinkling lights and extravagant decor that screamed old money. A 20-foot Christmas tree stood in the center of the ballroom, adorned with Swarovski crystal ornaments. The scent of expensive perfume, overpriced cocktails, and thinly veiled contempt filled the air. Shannon arrived in a red satin gown that hugged her body just right, because if she was going to have a dramatic showdown, she was going to look flawless doing it. She scanned the room until her eyes landed on her. Alexis Bellino. The former housewife turned new OC queen was laughing at the bar, a martini in hand, looking entirely unbothered by the storm brewing in Shannon's mind. She was wearing a silver sequin dress that shimmered under the lights, almost like armor.